Greetings and welcome, dear students. Dear students, in this video, we are going to see the lesson I Can't Climb Trees Anymore, written by Ruskin Bond. He is an award winning Indian author of British descent. Students, do you have ancestral house? Do you feel happy when you visited your old ancestral house after a long period? Do you have the experience of climbing up trees there? Have you ever tried swinging from a tree? This lesson is an interesting story of the narrator who visited his old house where he lived 25 years ago. Now, in that house, a colonel lived there with his wife and his daughter. What do you mean by colonel? Colonel means a rank of officer in the army. How to pronounce this word? Can we pronounce it as colonel? No, it should be pronounced as colonel. The narrator stood by the side of the road and looked over the garden wall at the old house. The old house built with granite was not altered at all. It hadn't changed much except a new outhouse. There were fewer trees. The old jackfruit tree was still there, and he was glad to see it at the side of the building. It was casting its shade on the wall. The old turnstile, which he used to play, going round and round until he became dizzy, was not there now. Instead, he saw a wall there. What do you mean by turnstile? Turnstile means a mechanical gate consisting of revolving horizontal arms fixed to a vertical post, allowing only one person at a time to pass through. Tall hollyhocks plants grew on the other side of the wall. What do you mean by hollyhocks? It's a tall Eurasian plant of the mallow family with large showy flowers. Here you can see the picture of hollyhocks. The narrator was standing outside the common wall and looking at his old house. At that time, he heard a voice. A little later, a girl stood on the other side. The little girl was only 12 or 13. She had lively eyes and long black hair. The little girl asked him if he was going to buy the house. The narrator replied no and continued he was not thinking of buying it back but wanted to see it again. She asked him to get inside her house. He enquired the girl as to whose house it was and who her father was. She replied that her father was a colonel and her parents had gone to the club and they wouldn't mind allowing him to see the house. And she asked him how old was he. He replied that he was middle-aged but feeling young when he saw his house. And to prove it, he decided he would climb over the wall instead of going round the gate. He climbed on the wall all right, but had to take rest because he was breathing heavily. The little girl gave him her hand to help him, but he slithered down into a flower bed, shattering the stem of hollyhocks. What do you mean by slithered? Slithered means slide or slip unsteadily on a loose or slippery surface. They both walked across the grass and sat on the stone bench under a mango tree. He recollected his past memories. He told the little girl that his grandmother was taking rest on that stone bench after pruning the bushes of roses and bougainvilleas. What do you mean by pruning? Pruning means the act of trimming a plant. They were silent for some time. The narrator closed his eyes and remembered some of the old happenings. He remembered the music of a piano the chiming of your grandfather's clock, the constant twitter of birds, and his grandfather cranking up the old car. Cranking means the act of turning a handle to start an engine. He also said when he was a boy, he climbed the jackfruit tree and kept some of the old treasures in a small hollow in it. The marbles which he had won while playing with his friends, the books which he was not supposed to read, and a few old coins which he had collected were some of his old treasures. He also had put his grandfather's iron cross, which he got it from a German soldier awarded for bravery during the First World War when his grandfather fought in France. The narrator told the girl that at the time of packing, he had forgotten all about it. She quietly said that it might be still there and asked him would he like to climb and look at the hollow of the tree. He replied he couldn't climb trees anymore. So the little girl climbed up the tree and found the iron cross in the hollow and took it. She ran breathlessly to the narrator and gave it to him. The narrator turned it over on his palm. Then he said that the girl could keep the iron cross because she had found it. He said that he did not come for the iron cross. He came there looking for his younger days. He waved goodbye to the little girl and hurried towards the bus stop. There were sprightliness in his walk and something cried aloud in his heart. Sprightliness means lively and full of energy. Students, hope you enjoyed this story. Thank you.